My littlest helper is awake.
Good morning, everyone. We are back again. This is our last full day working on the bus for this trip. We are probably going to come back tomorrow morning, maybe for a little while. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how far we get today. So, yesterday, I'm still working on my hatch. I got to flip those boards over. We want this rubberized side down. And I got to put my brackets on, fit that in place, and I think it's going to work really well. This is nice and solid. I'm glad I switched to the 2x8s. We're working on this wall. We want to finish this bathroom enclosure today. And we're going to finish, well, we're going to start and frame in the bed frame right here. Then, if we get that done, which we should, I guess we'll move on up here. Maybe we'll go get a sink cabinet, but we got to close this wall off. So we need to figure out, Heidi needs to figure out what she wants as a wall covering, like what type of material we're going to use, or whether that just be like probably just some kind of sheeting or something cheap, that because it's going to be behind cabinets, this whole wall. You won't even see this whole wall. So that is the task for the day. Oh, also, since the engine's still smoking, I'm going to do a compression test. I have a compression tester I brought with me with the adapter for this engine, and we'll see if we're having a compression issue. I would have did it in the beginning, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. You have to take each injector out and start the engine, and then turn it off, and then put the injector back in, and then do the next one, and it's time consuming. So hopefully I can get Heidi to where she can start screwing our bed together or something. I'll get everything cut, and then she can go and start screwing stuff together. And then while she's working on that, I can go and fool with the engine. But I really need to do the compression test with the smoking issue still going on. Somebody told me it could just be that there's oil in the exhaust and kind of built up in there from the problem before. It may be okay now, and but we're gonna have to see. He said you could just try and drive it a bit to see if that fixes it. But I think testing the compression first will be the big test. I also want to retest that number 3 cylinder and see if it is firing now, because the engine, it's got a lot more power since I fooled with it that first day, and it's running a lot better. It's just still smoking. So if it's not missing on that cylinder, then maybe it's just a tuning issue, and I'm just not good enough at tuning it yet. So I have to get somebody to show me exactly how you set the valves. And injector timing was pretty easy to do, but the setting the valve lash was pretty hard to get it to stay right where you want it, because there's a push rod, and in front of the push rod there's a lock nut. So the push rods, you actually turn them, and that controls the height of the valve, height of the rocker arm above the valve, and it's got to be set to a certain amount with that feeler gauge. And when you set in that lock nut to tighten it down, it tends to turn it. So there's some little wrenches that are bent on an angle, and I didn't get those. I should have got them. Probably would have made it easier, but definitely would have made it easier. But we'll have to just see. I think checking the compression is it's definitely gonna tell me what's going on. It's gonna be a little more work, but it'll tell me if there's really a problem with the engine or not. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Kids are still asleep, so we thought maybe we can get something done. We got here actually early today. I think it's only around 9:30 or something. Well, early for us. But anyway, that's like 7:30 in Hawaii. So, alrighty, guys, we're gonna get started.
My littlest helper is awake. He's sweeping. Are you sweeping, Ellen? Good job, Ellen.
Alright, yeah, so we had to do some modifying. We Skoolie Construction 101. I didn't check to see if there was a spot, well, like if our drain was going to fall in a raised spot underneath. Yeah, I had an idea, but I didn't get under there and check precisely. And there's some little metal cross beams that support the plywood. The floor of this bus is really thick. Let me get it for you.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. This is the piece I cut out for the shower drain. You see how thick the floor is in these buses. And this one, some people said it was 3/4 inch, 2 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, the marine grade. Well, this looks like a sheet of 3/4, and then a sheet of 1/2 inch MDF, and another sheet of 1/4 inch plywood underneath. So it's like 3-layer sandwich of wood. It's nice and thick. So that's what our flooring is in this bus. That's why I didn't pull it out. And I looked it up. This bus has been in Fresno its whole life. They get 11 inches of rain here a year. So I doubt if they're gonna have any water rot issues. So we're gonna have to seal the roof really good before we go anywhere in a wet climate. You know, we'll probably wash it off and get some of that rubberized RV white coating. That's what I've been thinking on that. And we want to put solar up there too, so that'll offer some protection as well. But so we had to move the shower out a few inches. So we just decided to build a seat in the back side of the shower. And so I like actually to make our showers seem a lot bigger. So hopefully I don't have problems sealing that. I know they had problems leaking before.
The drain hole wasn't lining up because there's
a metal cross beam across.
Metal cross beam under the.
So we had to move the shower pan forward, which is fine. Just less room for our toilet and our sink now.
So this is the rest of the bathroom space.
So this will be a wall, and we're gonna have this come out, and then we'll have a small sink here and a toilet there, which is way more space than in the RV that we rented. I mean, you barely got any room to even turn around in there.
And the shower is itty bitty.
So hopefully it'll come out comfortable. But
the kids are in the shower pan box. Where are you?
In the box.
What is this thing right here?
We're in the box.
Now they're silly. Okay.
Oh, look at the little hole.
See.
Down is the way I know. Head up looking straight is the face I show. 'Cause I'm bound to the things I am. Parts of a human that make my own person. I just want to be living in a place of my own. Of my own devices. Individuality has its own prices. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. You push me right over the edge, the edge. You push me right over the edge. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. You push me right over the edge, the edge. You push me right over the edge. Nobody knows that I'm on my own. I'll stay to the left a bit, right here beside you. You shadow my cover. I just want to be living in a place of my own. Of my own devices. Individuality has its own prices. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. You push me right over the edge, the edge. You push me right over the edge. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. push me right over the edge, the edge. You push me right over the edge. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. Push me right over the edge, the edge. Push me right over the edge. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way.
Now I want to check the compression on this engine. Since it's still smoking. Somebody, guy said that I might just need to drive it a bit to see if it stops smoking, but I'm going to check the compression anyway. I bought this gauge. So this is a diesel compression test gauge, and this is the adapter for the Detroit Diesel 71 series that we have to test compression. So you got to take each injector off, put it in there, start the engine, let it run, and then check the compression. It'll give me a reading, and then I got to compare them all. So hopefully this works out all right. And it's just something with an adjustment or something. I don't know, we'll see. Might require a little more breaking down of the engine, but we're not going to do that yet.
Push me right over the edge, the edge. Push me right over the edge.
Found my 3/8 socket.
Push me right over the edge. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. You push me right over the edge, the edge. You push me right over the edge. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way, on my way. I'm on my way.
Yes, so I checked compression. I did the cylinder that we thought might be bad first, and there is 0 compression. When I did it at first, I thought my gauge was messed up, and then I realized no, it was just no compression on that cylinder. So that means the next thing is going to be have to pull that head off and actually inspect the valves. So that will not be happening on this trip. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to do it myself. We do have this place we can work on it, but I don't think I can take it off and get it back on in one day. But then I've heard it's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. But we probably have to get here at like daylight to make sure I can get it off and all the way back on in one day. The guy next door said we could keep the bus here overnight if we wanted. But I have to ask again next time. So we made pretty good progress with the stuff we had today so far. We're going to go try and get some more wood and do a little bit in the morning. So pretty much finished this up. So I cut this board a little short, but it still overlaps okay. There's a little flange in there that it sits on, so it's not a big deal. We just split the difference. And yeah, so that's the new hatch. This will come up. These two will still lift up, and these two are solid now. So we got our wall here. That's going to be the bathroom. I have to make the shelf. And we're going to have toilet here. And then a little sink right here.
Okay, we finished what we're going to do in the bathroom right now. And this is what it looks like. It's one wall. And then it's going to have one of those barn doors that slides. It goes right here. And then the girls will have a TV inset into that hole. Now we're starting on the bed in the back.
I know.
Johnny's working on the bed frame,
Okay.
and the girls are playing on it.
Knock the drill over with. Knock the drill over with. Knock the drill over with your foot. Look. Ah!
Alright everyone, we're finishing up for the day. We did a really long day today, but we got a lot done. So the bathroom is complete. The bathroom wall is now completed. We're going to have a big sliding door here. Oh, I got to put in the header panel. One thing I forgot. So header panel there. So the framing is finished in the bathroom. I probably have a little more trim to do in here, in that little inset area. But for the most part, the framing is finished. I'm going to have a step for the shower. And then this is going to be the base for the bed. You know, it looks huge. That's the size of a California king. We don't know if we'll be able to get it in here. I think so. I think we'll be able to fit a Cal King mattress. We're gonna get a memory foam, so if nothing else, it'll roll up. But the door is 2 feet wide right there, and it's really tall. I think it's about 7 feet tall, so we should be able to get one in here. But memory foam, you know, if we gotta buy one and then have it while it's rolled up and then unroll it in here, I may have to cut it in half to get it out or something. But yeah, so this will be the base of the frame. I still got to finish a little bit more. This isn't complete yet. And I'm going to make a cradle with 1x4s and some 2x4s around the outside that the mattress will sit in. And the mattress is going to sit in that cradle, and I'm going to put like hood shocks off of like a car. And so when, like liftgate shocks, so when you can lift the whole cradle up, and we'll be able to use all underneath for storage. And again, I have another one of these access plates. This is for the rear transmission. And I'm not going to cover that with anything. I'm going to leave it where we can access it. I might even put a big drawer in here in the front that I can take out and then get in to be able to remove that. But I guess either way, when it lifts the bed up, I'll probably still be able to get to it. So yeah, that's where we're stopping for tonight. Tomorrow we have to drive back to Los Angeles, but we don't have to be there at a specific time. We have to drop the RV off Saturday morning between 9 and 11. So we're just going to drive out tomorrow and find somewhere to stay close, like within an hour of where we have to drop the RV off in LA. And so we have a good part of the day tomorrow that we can work on it. We can really work as long as we want, and we just have to find an RV park. Maybe tomorrow I'll call and make a reservation, and where we can just check in after hours if we have to, because it doesn't really matter what time we get down there. We just have to be at the RV place at no later than 11. Alright, so we're going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe if you have not yet. That really helps us out a lot. And also, if you click the thumbs up, we would really appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. And we'll be back next week for another bus video, and then probably be the last bus video for this series, and then we'll be back to Hawaii for a few months and saving up some more money to come back on another trip. Thanks a lot, and see you next week.